Hi everybody, Sanbanana, welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So let's talk about the episode 12 of Izingane Zesthembu, what happened tonight and how we feel about it, okay? Listen, I still feel like the show is boring, but I'm still watching because I just want to see where it ends up this season. Now, you guys, here is the thing. I feel like every opportunity that the siblings are getting, especially Mpilo and Lwandle, they are taking it to poke at Usne because they are hoping Usne is going to lose her temper and Usne is going to scream at somebody or she's going to say something that is dramatic and doesn't make sense and they will get a good scene, but they are still going to look nice. So it feels like they are not comfortable with the dynamic where Usne is peaceful, where Usne is matured. So they are trying to come with different angles to get Usne to act up, and Usne is not budging. I love it for Usne because honestly, as much as her being matured and quiet doesn't give us a good show, but it shows the other siblings that it wasn't so bad that Usne was so honest and dramatic because that is what made the show. Now the show is boring because they want to be perfect, but Sneh wants to be perfect too this season. So we are getting siblings that want to look perfect, and that does not look or feel good for a reality TV show. Now, you guys, the first scene was, remember last episode, Bubelelo walked away from the scene because Tirelo was trying to address what they had talked about at the dinner table with their father. The siblings had decided to go to dinner with their father without Utirelo and without Amahle. But at the dinner table, they were discussing Utirelo and Pumelo's relationship. The interesting thing here is that when Pumelelo was sitting with his dad and the siblings and they were discussing what had happened with Tirelo, he sat there and didn't walk away from a conversation. And which is strange because he is saying that he does not want his relationship to be discussed by the family. And every time they want to discuss the relationship, is going to walk away. But then he did not walk away when his father was discussing his relationship and what had happened with Tirelo drinking and all of that at the table. Now, when Tirelo is trying to find out, because now Tirelo heard because that was discussed with their father, now Tirelo wants to ask what happened? How did that conversation start? How did it end up that you were talking about me drinking? Okay, that now I have to clarify what I had said about Usne. How did that conversation start so that I can also clarify what the conversation was with your father, and Umpumelelo does not want to have a conversation. So it really is, there is a lot of immaturity in their conversations, in the way that they handle sit downs. And you can't be an executive producer of a reality TV show and also a cast member, but you don't want to give us the sense. What the hell are you producing for us? You don't want to sit down and have a conversation. What the hell is that? Do the siblings think that we want to sit there on a Sunday evening and watch people eat peacefully and there's no conversation and there's no discussion? Who wants to do that while watching a reality show? We want reality, but there must be a discussion of some sort. There must be an exchange of some sort. People need to talk, okay? So, I don't know, with people walking away from conversations, betubana and all of that, we are watching a lot of immaturity with these siblings. Another thing is that, you guys, them Selego siblings, when it comes to Mpilo, no Lwandle, no Abo, they want to act perfect. But I kind of feel like they are not dealing with well with the new dynamic in their sibling relationship because they've always known Usne to be dramatic. They knew how to poke Usne so that Usne is going to end up saying something dramatic and something that is going to create a scene, but leave them to look perfect still. So now with Usne not taking the bait because they have tried to poke Usne, even when they try to poke her with her not taking the bait, it's almost like they are lost in the new kind of dynamic now. It's like, okay, so who's going to be the dramatic one now that, Usne is not taking the bait? So after they poked and poked and poked at Usne, and they can see that Usne is not taking the bait, the next one was Mpumelelo. Mpumelelo is walking away from conversations. Now the perfect target now is Tirelo. The whatever opportunity that they get now to poke at Otirelo, they are going to use it, because number one, it's easy for them. They don't care about that relationship because she's not family. And number two, they know that Otirelo is going to take the bait, because Otirelo likes to discuss things. She likes to ask questions. She likes to get an understanding when it comes to the situations that have happened. If something has been said about her, she wants to get clarity. So she's open to having a conversation. So Tirelo is like the next target. And of course, you guys, there isn't anything that we are going to get from Amahle. I mean, I've given up on even listening to what she has to say, because she really is boring for the show. She wasn't a good cast for the show, Amahle. She hardly says anything. And even when she says something, it's not something that's very exciting. Okay. So yes, I kind of feel like now Tirelo is like the next target, where the siblings are trying to poke at her to see if they can get something, some kind of drama from Tirelo. So obviously this conversation didn't go very well with Tirelo wanting to discuss it. Pumelelo has already walked out. Tirelo walks away. And then after that, it's awkward, because now they're sitting at the table, and, you know, two of the people are no longer there. There is a time where Amata decides to say thank you to the siblings, I guess, for bringing her to the trip. I guess it was just awkward, and she felt like she needed to say something. Now, Pumelelo is gone, Tirelo is gone at the table. There is Usneu Abo, Usneu Abo, Mpilo, no Amahle, and oh yes, no Lwandle, which I forget about all the time, because he's hardly ever saying anything at any of the scenes. Now, you guys, Usne decides to ask Abo as the host. Abo, is it okay if I go to bed? Anglambile anyway, so can I go? And then Abo, I mean Mpilo, Beno, Lwandle, they are the ones that answer. They're like, yeah, anyway, akadli nanokudla. I did not understand that, you guys, because for everybody at the table, it was awkward. And for half the time that they were sitting at the table, I didn't see any food come until I think after Tirelo had left. That's when they brought the food. So for some time, they were sitting there, all of them not eating. But for some reason, Mpilo, Beno, Lwandle, they felt it necessary to point out that Velusne is sitting there not doing anything. I'm like, but you guys are not doing anything either. You're just sitting there. You might as well all of you go to sleep. So I kind of feel like that's where I picked up with, see, okay, fine. This new dynamic is very uncomfortable for the siblings that are perfect, because Sneh is not doing the usual. Because usually Usne, if bebemsukela laphana bethi awudli anyway, Usne would have been like, angidli manje ngihlushwe yini nini ukuthi angidli. Manje fanele ngidle ngenkani. But Usne was like, no, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to Abo. Abo, is it okay if I leave and go to bed? Okay. So whoever is advising Usne this season on how to handle it is doing a good job, because Sneh is not giving anybody drama. Okay. I think we'll get a little bit in the next episode, because maybe the producers are going to sit them down and be like, guys, you have to give us something. And we know that the other siblings just want to be perfect. Okay. So I did not like the fact that Abo, not Abo, Mpilo, Beno, Lwandle, were poking at Usne for no reason, really. If somebody says they want to go to sleep, I understand. But Usne was like, listen, I know my siblings most of the time bang Dello anyway, so this is not strange for me. So now it's Ne, Tirelo, Pumelelo that have left. It's only the three siblings, Mpilo, Lwandle, Abo, and then it's Amahle. Amahle is like, and now I don't know whether ngihambe noma ngihlale noma ngenze njani. Anyway, you guys, I guess it's a weird situation for Amash because she doesn't know them very well. She's not comfortable with them yet, and she's still trying to understand the dynamics. And at the same time, there's tension that she doesn't know what to do, but she waited until they were done eating, and then they left because Abu ended up saying, "Well, you know what, guys? Anyway, half the table is gone, so you might as well go to sleep too." Okay. Anyway, I do love it for Snare, you guys, how she has decided to handle this season, but it's definitely giving us a boring season. Okay. Now, I did love the scene, you guys, where Amahle and Tirelo went for massages. They are not really trying to act like best friends, but at the same time, I kind of feel like this scene for me displayed what Tirelo doesn't have an issue with Amahle, and Amahle doesn't have an issue with Tirelo, even though on TikTok, you guys, I think Amahle, when she's with her family members, her sisters, her cousins, they're on TikTok, she does get influenced. And with Amahle, you guys, we are getting something new, really, because none of the families of the girls have been involved in the drama. I kind of feel like the Bielas, the Biela girls do like the social media attention that comes with the Amahle being part of the show. So, like, they've been saying things about the show, they've been saying things about Pumelelo, they've been saying things about Utirelo. It's a different one. It's a strange one because with all of the girls that we've had on the show that have dated Mpumelelo, the families wouldn't be involved. The families wouldn't be making any, doing any lives on TikTok, posting anything, defending anything. In fact, we've never even seen Tirelo's family. We never met Nosipo's family. We met Vuyo's family when they were having that discussion with Vuyo's mom and aunt. They were having a discussion with Selegu and Mayeni. That's when we met them, and that was it. After that, we didn't see them. And also, you were never having that social media back and forth with them. So it's different because as much as Amash is very quiet on the show and she's not saying much, over there on TikTok, she will be throwing shade at Tirelo. And so it's strange, like, just do it on the show if you want to throw shade. So I do feel like she gets influenced when she's hanging out with her cousins or her sisters. I'm not sure who is who, but it's usually the Biela girls there on TikTok. So you guys, they did do a fun activity where they were going to the shooting range, like the siblings, and I thought that was fun. After this activity, because Tirelo and Amahle were at the massage, the spa, they were having the spa day, and then the siblings were going to the shooting range. Now, the thing is, even after the shooting range, like I said, you guys, that the siblings are trying to get the drama from Pumelelo Sne and Tirelo. So here, the only person that was available that they could get that from was Umpumelelo. So after the activity, Abu was asking Umpumelelo, so how are you doing? Like sometimes you guys, somebody will ask you, how are you doing? Because they really care about how you're doing. But sometimes they'll be asking you, how are you doing? Because they know the answer might create some kind of drama. So I feel like it was that situation for Umpumelelo. Abo was asking Umpumelelo how he's doing so that he can maybe start talking about, oh, I'm not doing so well. This is what's happening with Tirelo. This is what's happening with Amahle, the Lobola situation, the engagement, the what. But, I guess the siblings that have been working on the show are tired of working for the other siblings. So they are withdrawing and they want to see how the other siblings show up for work. Okay. Now, you guys, that didn't go well because obviously Pumelo did not want to talk about it. And there was the end of it. They just had to go back without giving us a good scene. So we just watched them shooting at the target that they were shooting at. Was it Snare and Abo or Snare and Mpilo that did well with the shooting, which was strange because Bubesi and the I just thought about it. I was like, And then you guys, Tirelo and Amahle, after the spa, they went to the pool and they were talking there at the pool. When they were showing this scene in a trailer, you guys, it really felt like it was going to be a shady situation, you guys, between Amahle and Tirelo. And it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't shady at all. I felt like they were having an honest conversation about Mpumelelo, like Utirolo was saying to Amahle, listen, I know that it's still fun to be with Mpumelelo when it's still new, and I had that as well. So I was still new in the relationship, we really had fun. So enjoy it while it lasts, because it doesn't. When it ends, it ends. Okay. I don't think that Tirelo told any lies there, because she has seen it happen to her. Last year, she was very happy in a relationship with Mpumelelo, and the miserable relationship was a relationship between Mpumelelo and Vuyo, and now it's her. So I think that she's telling the truth. Also, I do understand Amahle saying that she is not going to have any kids. She's not ready to have any kids, because she can see how that changes things. And Utirelo is encouraging that as well. But I'm feeling like, but uvumile ukulotsholwa, so what if Mpumelelo wants a child? Because isn't it that they want many kids for the Mseleko clan? You understand? So I just kind of feel like, I wonder if that's gonna work for very long for her to say that she does not want a child, even though she's already umakoti wakamseleko. So I did find the exchange between Tirelo and Amahle like genuine. I did find it to be genuine, you guys. I did feel like, I don't feel like there's any tension between the two of them. That's why the stuff that is going on social media is strange, because what we watch on TV, when they are face to face, Amahle doesn't have a lot to say that is negative about Tirelo. So when we watch on TikTok and then they shade there, it's like, okay, maybe there are things that have happened after they finish shooting the show, but it's very different what we see there and what we see on the show. Now, Tirelo does want Amahle, listen, if you fall pregnant, you must just know that, things change in their relationship. I kind of feel like Mina, it's not even the pregnancy. It's just like Mpumelelo, when she meets a new girl, like the one that is there is not as interesting to him. Like he just focuses on the new, like when you have new pair of shoes and then you wear them more than the others. And it's not like you don't like the other shoes, but the new shoes, you just wear them more often. I feel like it's that kind of situation. So she was saying, even in the data session, that if, she had to advise Amahle, she would say, listen, don't have any kids, focus on yourself, finish school first, and just enjoy umjolo wako for now, okay? Which I thought is good advice. However, I don't know how long it's going to work for Amahle, because Pubelelo might just decide that he wants a baby, okay? And Tirelo at some point was talking as if she's no longer part of, I guess, Zesthembu Skampumelelo. And remember that when she was sitting with Pumelelo's dad, she said that she was done with the relationship. But we have not seen Pumelelo sit with. We have seen Tirelo. We haven't seen Tirelo sit down with Pumelelo and say, "This is over." So it's like she broke up with Pumelelo through the father. But did the father deliver a message? Or did she want the message to be delivered? I don't know if she really wanted the message to be delivered. But I don't think we've seen a sit down between Tirelo and Pumelelo where Tirelo was saying to Pumelelo, it's over. So I'm just guessing that it's not over. She's still at the trip. She's still talking as if she's still in a relationship with Pumelelo. So I don't know what was that about, with her telling Umusamselego that the relationship is over, that she's done with Pumelelo. So now, you guys, after Amahle and Tirelo were hanging out, and the siblings hung out alone without Omakoti, they also had a pool party where all of them were there. I honestly feel like the pool party was meant for there to be drama. I think the producers were really trying to get like good scenes from them, and the siblings were just there swimming. They were just there swimming. And listen, there is something that's pushing Abo this season to try and start drama, but it's almost like she wants the drama to be about the other person. She will start it, but she doesn't really want it to be about her. When she was asked if she's dating anybody, and it was like, no, no, I haven't met anybody, no, no, any friends, no, no, no. But she's very good at asking other people questions that might poke them to maybe say something interesting, maybe start some drama. So even here, it was her who ended up asking about, because all of the siblings are there, Amatle and Tirelo are there as well. So she ended up asking, Uguti, Tirelo, did we not say that what happened at the bar was going to stay at the bar when they were going drinking? Because they are wondering why Mpumelelo knew what had happened at the bar. Okay. Now, you guys, so now Utirelo tried to explain what's in. To be honest with you, I did not understand what she was trying to explain because I feel like Tirelo did tell Umpumelelo that she had been drinking with Usne. I think the intention there was that she is not totally blamed for the drinking, because Mpumelelo had said that he did not even know that Tirelo drinks. There's a conversation where Mpumelelo says that. So I don't think that Tirelo did not know what she was doing when she said to Mpumelelo, I was drinking with Usne. I think she knew it. But I don't know why Tirelo is struggling to take accountability and says, nee, I'm sorry. I was in trouble with Mpumelelo and I was looking for a way out where I won't be in trouble as much. And I'm sorry that I used your name, to get out of trouble. Okay. So now, you guys, in this scene though, I did feel like Abo annoys me. I really feel like she annoys me. I feel like she wants to. It's like that thing where she wants the Mselego siblings to seem perfect, to look perfect, while she's wanting to expose those that are not the siblings as not so perfect. Let's prove that Tirelo lied. Let's prove that Tirelo is the one that is causing a conflict within the siblings. And we are going to do that by asking her these questions, okay? And Tirelo was saying, listen, I don't want to talk about this issue because me and Pumelelo now, we are okay. So I don't want to talk about this issue. And Abo was irritated by the fact that Tirelo does not want to talk further. Now, in the diary session, Tirelo says something interesting, because she says the siblings have things that they are hiding too, but she's not going to talk about those things. So while they are exposing her and talking about how she was drinking and how she was not supposed to tell Mpumelelo certain things, there are things that she could have told about the night that she hasn't told, because the siblings have their own secrets. Okay. And then Utirelo turns to Amatle to say, hey, you know what? Our man is the one that causes conflicts with Ogi. And then she turns and says that Nalaba Futamakogi. Call it guys, what you need guess. But they start ish, they are always starting trouble. By a pitles, the siblings. I kind of agreed with her, you guys, because I feel like at that point, all of them were determined to prove Tirelo is the one that is starting conflict. However, I feel like Tirelo is not innocent too in that whole situation, because if they were at the bar and they agreed that whatever had happened at the bar was not supposed to come out, they were not supposed to share it with anybody, and Tirelo has shared it with Pumelelo, okay, then she needs to take accountability for that. But I feel like whatever it is that Tirelo is talking about, because remember, Tirelo Uti, the other siblings have things that they are hiding. I feel like what is really upsetting the siblings is that maybe they feel like Tirelo did not only share that they were drinking, maybe she shared the other things too that happened at the bar, the things that Tirelo is talking about, because Tirelo says that there are things that they are hiding. Because what is the problem now? Tirelo told Pumelelo that she was drinking with Usne, and then it got to the father, but she did not say anything about Abo, she did not say anything about Mpilo, she did not say anything about Lwandle. But Abo and Mpilo are the ones that are more upset about the fact that Utirelo told Umpumelelo about what happened at the bar. So it makes me feel like, what are the things that Mpilo no Abo did at the bar that they are so nervous about when it comes to Utirelo sharing? Okay, and here is Tirelo here saying, listen, there is more that these siblings are hiding themselves, but they don't want to talk about those things, and I'm not going to talk about those things. So I feel like them being upset is not really about the fact that Umpumelelo find out that they were drinking. It's about the other stuff that we don't know about. Now I'm curious to know, we'll see, what is Abo getting up to at the bar? What is Mpilo getting up to at the bar? Now, the siblings are not impressed now because Tirelo has gone and said that ba maxoki. Okay, but I was kind of feeling like bonke nje baxoki is except for Amahle, because Amahle is not involved in anything. But I feel like bonke nje bayaxokiza, because he wants to have conversations with his father about this whole thing, but he does not want to have a conversation with Tirelo. Also, when Tirelo told Pumelo, I don't think she thought Pumelo was going to go back to the siblings and tell them that Tirelo told him what was happening. So even they, now, when they are at the pool party, the other siblings are determined to blame Tirelo for the whole conflict now. Because all of them had been at the bar and they agreed that whatever happened at the bar was going to stay at the bar. But we need to know what more happened besides drinking from Mujege. Because obviously something more happened. People can't just be upset about this, because you can't just be upset because someone drank and then said she drank with Usne, but you were not involved. What else are you hiding? I don't know, you guys. I just feel like there must be something more that happened at the bar. Now, you guys, next week, I think we are finally going to see the proposal, Kampumelelo and Tirelo. And I guess we'll get to see if Tirelo says yes or no. Obviously, she says yes. Okay. I don't see Tirelo saying no to that proposal. And then we are going to see, honestly, what that means. I mean, what does a proposal mean when your fiance has already gone and paid lobola for someone else? Okay, does it even matter if you say yes or no at this point? So we're going to see this. And also, guys, this conversation about the siblings being amaxoki is going to continue, because obviously Abo was upset about it. I think it's going to be brought back, and be talked about at the table. But I think we're going to see something that we've never seen before, which is we are going to see Mpumelelo defend Tirelo at the table. Okay, which is something that the siblings don't expect, because it's almost like on the show now, it's the siblings against the others. So it's the siblings against whoever is not the siblings. So with next week, if the trailer is what they showed us, it looks like Mpumelelo will be defending Tirelo. And that is something that Mpumelelo doesn't normally do. Remember last year when Tirelo was fighting with Uvuyo, and he was just sitting down. He didn't even stop them from fighting. So it will be something new to actually see Mpumelelo defend Tirelo. That is, if the trailer is correct. Okay, because sometimes they give us a different impression of something, and then the real scene comes, and it's something totally different. So yes, you guys, listen, the show is still boring, but when I was thinking about it, you guys, I thought the good thing about this season is that the other siblings, which are not Usne, Tirelo, no Mpumelelo, the others are realizing that if Sne, Tirelo, and Mpumelelo are not showing up and giving good scenes, it's all on them too. Okay? Yes, Lwandle is still relaxed, but I do feel like Mpilo, Beno, Abo are feeling it now. And I think Abo is trying to work now, where she is kind of creating this sense that where people can end up having a conversation. It's just that she does not want those conversations to be about her. It should be about someone else. Okay. So I think that's a good thing about this season, is that they realize that everybody, if you're going to shoot a reality show, everybody has to show up for work and everybody has to participate. You can't be one of this one sibling that doesn't do. You just show up and just be smiling and then you're getting paid. You have to show up for scenes and you have to work to give people the show. So yes, that's a good thing about this season. Otherwise, you guys, it's still boring, okay? And they need to come up with a solution to make the season better. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like it before, make sure share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.